You get sunlight but still lack vitamin D? Science shows diet plays a key long-term role. This video reveals 20 vitamin D-rich foods that help your body absorb and maintain healthy levels. Welcome to the Fresh Fuel Guide. Vitamin D is essential for bone health, immunity, and overall function, yet many people remain deficient despite sun exposure. Diet plays a critical role in maintaining stable vitamin D levels. This video breaks down 20 vitamin D-rich foods you can easily add to your daily meals. Number 1. Seafood and fatty fish group. Among natural food sources, seafood and fatty fish consistently rank at the top for vitamin D because they provide vitamin D3, the form the human body absorbs and utilizes most efficiently. This is particularly important because vitamin D not only supports bone structure but also plays a role in immune regulation and many foundational biological processes. Fish that live in cold water environments tend to accumulate higher levels of vitamin D due to limited sunlight exposure. And this biological characteristic offers a clear nutritional advantage when these foods are included in the diet. Leading this group is cod liver oil, which contains one of the highest natural concentrations of vitamin D. Even a small amount can contribute significantly to daily vitamin D needs, which is why it must be used with proper portion control to avoid excess intake of fat-soluble vitamins. Wild-caught salmon, especially from cold waters, is another key source. It provides not only vitamin D but also omega-3 fatty acids, which support cardiovascular health and healthy inflammatory responses. When salmon is prepared by steaming or gentle baking, much of the vitamin D stored in its fatty tissue is preserved compared to high-heat frying. Herring and sardines are small fish with exceptionally high nutritional value. Herring can be eaten fresh, pickled, or smoked while still retaining most of its micronutrients. Sardines offer an additional benefit by providing calcium from their soft, edible bones, which supports bone mineralization when combined with vitamin D. Mackerel is a familiar fatty fish that supplies vitamin D along with unsaturated fats and is often recommended as a healthier alternative to less favorable dietary fat sources. Regularly including mackerel in meals helps maintain vitamin D levels over time and supports vascular health. For convenience, canned tuna is widely accessible and easy to incorporate into daily meals, although its vitamin D content is lower than that of fresh fish. Canned tuna still provides meaningful support when used appropriately in balanced meals. Oysters are another seafood option, delivering vitamin D and essential minerals while remaining relatively low in calories, making them suitable for individuals who want to increase micronutrient intake without excess energy. Shrimp, a commonly consumed seafood, is a good source of vitamin D and has very low levels of saturated fat, allowing for greater dietary variety without placing additional strain on cardiovascular health. One important point to remember is that vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning excessive cooking, deep frying, or removing all natural fats from fish can reduce the amount of vitamin D retained in the final dish. Cooking methods such as steaming, light baking, or preparing soups tend to preserve vitamin D more effectively. Additionally, consuming a small amount of healthy fat with meals helps improve vitamin D absorption. In terms of practical intake, consuming fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week, with each serving providing 85 to 120 grams of cooked fish such as salmon, mackerel, herring, or sardines, supports steady vitamin D intake. Canned tuna is best consumed in portions of 80 to 100 grams per serving, up to 2 times per week, preferably packed in water. Shrimp can be consumed at 100 to 120 grams per serving, 1 to 2 times per week. To diversify vitamin D sources, oysters are recommended at 3 to 6 medium-sized oysters, approximately 70 to 85 grams, once per week. Because cod liver oil is highly concentrated, it should be limited to 2.5 to 5 milliliters per day, equivalent to half to 1 teaspoon, and should not be used continuously without medical guidance. Although seafood and fatty fish are the most potent dietary sources of vitamin D, not everyone eats fish regularly. Which is why the next section will focus on more familiar everyday foods that can still contribute meaningfully to vitamin D intake. Number 2. Animal-based foods and mushrooms group. Not everyone eats fish regularly, which is why animal-based foods and mushrooms play an important role as accessible, familiar sources that can help fill vitamin D gaps in everyday diets. While the vitamin D content of this group is generally lower than that of fatty fish, these foods offer practicality and flexibility, making it easier to support steady vitamin D blood levels over time. First is the egg yolk, where most of the vitamin D in an egg is concentrated. Eggs from pasture-raised hens typically contain higher vitamin D levels due to greater sun exposure. Egg yolks also provide natural fats that help improve vitamin D absorption when eaten as part of a balanced meal. Beef liver is a nutrient-dense food that supplies vitamin D along with iron and vitamin A when consumed in moderation. Beef liver can support multiple micronutrient needs simultaneously, though intake should be limited due to its high vitamin A content. Moving to plant-based options with unique properties. Dried shiitake mushrooms can synthesize vitamin D2 when exposed to sunlight during drying. Although vitamin D2 is less efficiently utilized than vitamin D3, shiitake mushrooms still contribute meaningfully to individuals who consume little or no animal-based foods. Button mushrooms are another widely available option that can produce vitamin D when exposed to ultraviolet light during cultivation. This makes them a convenient ingredient that can be easily incorporated into daily meals. Finally, cheese provides small amounts of naturally occurring vitamin D, particularly varieties such as Swiss cheese or ricotta. While cheese is not a primary source of vitamin D, it helps diversify dietary intake and supplies the fats needed for vitamin D absorption. In terms of practical intake, egg yolks can be consumed at 1 to 2 per day, equivalent to approximately 18 to 36 grams of yolk, depending on overall energy needs. Beef liver is best limited to 60 to 90 grams per serving, once per week. To avoid excessive vitamin A intake, dried shiitake mushrooms, once rehydrated, can be consumed at 40 to 60 grams per meal, 2 to 3 times per week. Button mushrooms can be eaten more frequently, at 70 to 100 grams per serving, 3 to 4 times per week, due to their moderate micronutrient levels. Cheese is best consumed in portions of 25 to 40 grams per serving, 3 to 4 times per week, with lower sodium varieties preferred. Although this group does not replace fatty fish as a source of vitamin D, regular and balanced use helps close nutritional gaps and supports overall vitamin D intake. In the next section, we will move on to fortified foods, which are especially important for individuals who struggle to meet their vitamin D needs solely through natural food sources. Number 3. Fortified foods group. In modern lifestyles, not everyone can eat fatty fish regularly or get sufficient sunlight exposure each day. For this reason, fortified foods play an important supportive role, especially for people who work indoors, older adults, those following plant-based diets, or anyone at risk of long-term vitamin D insufficiency. Fortified foods are products that have vitamin D added during processing to help the general population maintain healthy vitamin D blood levels in a controlled and safe way. One of the most familiar sources in this group is vitamin D fortified whole milk. Vitamin D is added to milk intentionally to enhance calcium absorption, helping support bone strength over time when consumed consistently. For individuals who are lactose intolerant or follow a vegan diet, vitamin D fortified soy milk offers a suitable alternative. In addition to vitamin D, soy milk provides plant-based protein, helping balance daily nutrient intake without relying entirely on animal foods. Vitamin D fortified orange juice is another option, particularly useful for people who do not consume milk. Fortifying orange juice helps diversify vitamin D sources and provides naturally occurring vitamin C to support overall health when consumed appropriately. Fortified whole grain cereals commonly appear in convenient breakfast meals. Although each serving provides a modest amount of vitamin D, regular consumption contributes meaningfully over time, especially when paired with fortified milk. Vitamin D fortified almond milk is another popular plant-based option, suitable for individuals who need to manage energy intake or avoid dairy. Because vitamin D is added during production, almond milk helps fill vitamin D gaps in diets low in animal-based foods. Fortified instant oats are rich in fiber and easy to combine with milk or plant-based alternatives at breakfast. When lower sugar varieties are chosen and consumed regularly, fortified oats help support steady vitamin D intake without causing large blood sugar fluctuations. Finally, vitamin D fortified yogurt offers a dual benefit by supporting gut microbiota and providing vitamin D when the correct fortified products are selected. In terms of practical intake, fortified cow's milk or soy milk can be consumed at 200 to 250 grams per serving, once or twice per day. Depending on energy needs, vitamin D fortified orange juice is best limited to 150 to 200 grams per day, no more than once daily. To control free sugar intake, fortified whole grain cereals are appropriate at 30 to 40 grams per serving, 3 to 4 times per week, with lower sugar options preferred. Fortified almond milk can be consumed at 200 grams per serving, 3 to 4 times per week. Fortified instant oats are suitable at 40 to 50 grams per serving, 3 to 4 times per week. Vitamin D fortified yogurt fits well at 100 to 150 grams per serving, 3 to 4 times per week. It is important to remember that vitamin D content varies across brands, so reading nutrition labels helps prevent excessive intake. Fortified foods do not fully replace natural vitamin D sources, but they serve as a critical bridge for maintaining stable vitamin D blood levels in modern living conditions. If you find this information helpful and want to keep learning how to use food to support your health safely and scientifically, subscribe to Fresh Fuel Guide so you don't miss upcoming videos. And before we wrap up, there is one key factor many people overlook: preparation methods. Accompanying dietary fats and daily habits ultimately determine whether vitamin D is truly absorbed. And that is exactly what we will clarify in the conclusion that follows. Vitamin D is not a nutrient you think about only when blood tests come back low. It is a quiet foundation that influences bone health, immune function, and everyday energy. Across the 3 food groups we've covered, it's clear that effective vitamin D support does not rely on a single choice, but on a balanced combination of natural vitamin D-rich foods, appropriate fortified options, and thoughtful eating habits. A simple plan is to include fatty fish a few times per week. Add flexible options like eggs, mushrooms, or yogurt when needed, and use fortified foods in moderation. Remember that vitamin D is fat-soluble, so gentle cooking methods and pairing foods with a small amount of healthy fat help improve absorption. With fortified foods, reading nutrition labels matters because vitamin D content varies by brand. Of everything we've shared today, which change feels easiest for you to start with right now? Leave a comment below, because your experience may not only help you but also provide useful insights for others. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.